Hello everyone, my name is Rugved Subnis. We are group number 9. My other teammates are Harsraj Sinora and Raj Kothia. Our group is going to present on the topic food crisis and the consequences of food insecurity due to COVID-19. And we are going to discuss on the major industry that impacted various people's lives, that is food industry. The term food crisis refers to lack of food due to the financial crisis. During this COVID-19 outbreak, there has been dramatic increase in the numbers of food problems due to result of rising unemployment, poor farming techniques, and increasing basic demands of people. Food crisis also increase the incidents such as malnutrition as well as hunger problems at the local, global, as well as the national levels. Discussing about the crisis rate pre and post pandemic. There is a rise in food crisis rates in overall 53 countries in pre and post pandemic. The pre-pandemic rate was 135 million, and after these 2 years of COVID-19 outbreak, it went up high by 40 million, and the total number was around 195 million. 75 million children across the world are facing stunned growth due to lack of nutritious food, clean drinking water, and poor healthcare facilities. Countries like South Sudan, Ethiopia, Yemen, Madagascar, half of the million people are in catastrophic stage of the food. Some of the causes of food insecurity are cyclones, floods, salinity. As we can see, these are the natural causes, and the other causes are due to poverty, less money, less poultry and livestock, less government practices, less domestic production, as well as high food prices. Natural disasters and weathering conditions can be major causes, and the inflation and financial difficulties are the other. Classifications of food insecurity chain. There, these are divided into 5 phases. Phase 1 is the stable phase, phase 2 is the stressed phase, number 3 is the crisis, phase 4 is the emergency, and phase 5 is the catastrophic phase. In phase 1, household can meet the basic needs like food and shelter, and the action is required for the risk reduction. Phase 2 is the stressed phase. Here, the family can afford the basic food but not the other essential needs, and the action is required to protect livelihoods. For the other phases, my friend Harsraj Sinora will discuss about phase 3, phase 4, and phase 5. Thank you.
Hi everyone. So now we are going to talk about three different phases, which are crisis, emergency, and catastrophe. As Rugved talked about two different phases earlier, which are stable and stressed. Those phases are a bit less dangerous and risky, but when it comes to phase 3 crisis, it is more dangerous in comparison of those two phases. In this phase, sources are limited to families and starting of acute food shortages and nutrition. Action is required to reduce food consumption gaps. But when it comes to phase 4, which is emergency, it is a more alarming. Here, threats due to starvation is increased, and people have to sell their major assets for food. Such actions are needed to save lives and livelihoods. When it comes to phase 5, which is catastrophe phase, extreme lack of food and need of basic necessities. Critical stage is catastrophe phase. This is the most critical phase in compare of all these phases. Even urgent action is needed and required to prevent widespread of death due to a lack of food. So here we are not just only going to talk about the crisis and issue of food, but we are also talking about such actions which are taken by World Food Bank. So as you can see, food crisis is increasing day by day. There are few organizations which are taking some actions to eliminate or to reduce this issue. To help people and solve the potential problem of the food crisis, World Bank has made approx 30 billion within a 15-month period. To overcome the food crisis, considerable projects has been done by the World Food Bank over the globe, such as 2.3 billion food system resilience program for Eastern and Southern African to help increase food resilience and fight food insecurity. As we all know, there are few countries which are suffering from major food crisis. So, to help develop the agriculture sector, a 125 million project is in progress in Jordan. This project aimed at developing the agriculture sector by making it more resistant to climate change, resulting in short-term and long-term food security. So here we are not only talking about the food crisis and issue, but we will also talk about ways to deal with food crisis. The first one is reorient agricultural priorities, which means government needs to pay more attention in agriculture sector. Government needs to encourage farmer and provide more funding to R&D department. Second one is sustainable food production. The third one is food loss and waste reduction. There are a few organizations and NGOs which are working on less food wastage. The fourth is better food choices. Better food choices is a significant part of these four ways because children and adults and some elders need different kind of food which are full of nutrition. So these are four ways by which we can deal with food crisis.
Hello everybody, my name is Raj and I will explain you four ways to deal with food crisis. And the first one is sustainable food production. So what is the sustainable food production? It is maintaining a high standard of environmental and social responsibility along the entire food supply chain is the goal of sustainable food production, which seeks to eradicate the negative effects of industrial food production, end hunger, achieve food security, and enhance nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture, state the sustainable development goal. And how can help the sustainable food production to human? Sustainable food production can help to produce sufficient human food, feed, fiber, and fuel production to meet the demands of a rapidly expanding population. So second one is food loss and waste reduction. So what is food loss and waste reduction? It is regarded to be the production of food that is never consumed. For instance, a piece of fruit that gets harmed during transportation and foods that decay in supermarkets before they can be sold. Food that is currently thrown out yet is safe and healthy could help feed the hungry and lessen food insecurity. So how we can reduction waste of food? Prior to going to shopping, make sure you have a plan for your meal so that you only buy what can use before it spoils and end up in the trash. Also donate to local charities that provide meals for needy one. Third one is better food choices, and it is an important way to control food crisis. So how we can do the food choices? It starts from removing processed food from your daily diet because they are bad for you and the environment. Also they wouldn't fulfill your daily nutrition requirement, but instead of then we can add green vegetable, fruits, and whole grain products in our diet, which can fulfill our daily needs, and also we can store for a long time, which can particularly help during the crisis and also help to save our money. Fourth one is reorient agriculture priorities. Agriculture priority is to provide funding for initiatives that look into creating, improving, and advancing the creation, improvement, and advancement of ecologically and socially responsible procedures, systems, and goods. Improving agriculture industry capacity to demonstrate sustainability, including enhancing data gathering, measurement, sharing on environmental initiatives made by the sector and their effects on the sustainability. Creation of tool it include enhanced information privacy and information ownership to help the agriculture industry effectively manage the benefits and hazards related to big data. Conclusion: according to data gathering and research from the IPC, and other resources. Natural disasters are a key cause of food shortage and their associated insecurity. The impact of COVID-19 only made matters worse. This issue can be lessened more quickly if suitable strategy and plans are adopted and they can be implemented properly. To end the food shortages and the disease they create, a number of organizations, including World Food Bank, IPC, and other social organizations, are stepping forward. So these are the references what we have used during the PowerPoint presentation. Thank you.